Rambling Hour with Lisa, live from Lisa's garden. I know I said I wasn't going to do any more from the garden just because it gets dark really quickly, and it is getting dark. But I think it's a little right, to start anyways. It might get dark while we're doing this, but that's okay. So I'm in the front. You can see our front door, and actually, without realizing it, you'll be able to see Steve. He doesn't know where I'm set up, but I didn't even think about that until right now, that he is going to be going to cards in a few minutes, like to go play cards with his mates, and he'll have to come out the front door to get to his car. So you will see him whether he likes it or not. But no, I was trying to set up somewhere different, and there's a lot of color in the garden here right now, so I thought that would be a nice place to set up. Melody, I see that you're watching, and you can see over here the orange flowers. Those are the, like, what are they called? Oh my God, I have so many of them, and I don't know why my brain does this, why it shuts off. So it's like an African daisy, but it's not Gazania. It's, it's like osteopermum, like osteopermum, M-U-M, osteopermum. But yeah, like a Cape daisy, is that what it's called? Cape daisy? Yeah, I think that's it. Yes, hello Melody, watching from Grand Prairie, Alberta. Good that you're up there to see all the family, as you said, but sad for the circumstances that it's because my cousin's funeral. My cousin was only 31 and he passed away. It's weird because I left the Christmas lights up because they were just like white fairy lights in the dining room and the living room. I just left them up all year. So in a minute you'll see just in the window there, you'll see blinking and stuff, and that's just the lights that are still up and on from, from wherever. So this is the shirt I'm wearing today. It was one of Steve's. Hi, Mommy. So it was one of Steve's shirts, and I love it because it's yellow and happy, but it's just too, I don't like big shirts. So I'm wearing it, and it'll be going to the warehouse. But I kept it for like all these years, hoping to wear it one day because of the yellow and the happy. So at least I'm wearing it once before I send it away. Yes, Melody says all three of Michelle's sons were buried today. Okay, so I'm assuming I remember Daniel's funeral. So my cousin Michelle had a baby who passed away at about 6 months old or 7 months old, and I remember the funeral. But I'm assuming all three of them were cremated then, and her son Nick passed away a few years ago, and he was, I want to say 21. No, he might have been 25, but she's lost 3 out of her 4 sons, which is very heartbreaking. And the weird thing is that on my dad's side of the family, like the McDermott side of the family, besides my dad and his older brother, my uncle, who you would, which again, this family, my cousin Michelle, it was my Uncle Ed, the oldest out of all the 7 siblings, including my dad. That was Michelle's dad. So she's had her dad pass away and 3 of her 4 sons. So she's had to endure a lot of death. And we've had a lot of death in the family in the way of great aunts and great uncles and people who you assume will pass away. But we are a close family, so we're there for weddings and funerals and reunions and celebrations and all those things. But in our family, of all the first cousins and then their kids and everything else, knock on wood, because I don't have any wood. It's on tree, but I'm not trying to, entice the world, but we haven't had any deaths of anybody under, so if my dad was, I think he was 67 when he passed away, so nobody under 67 had passed away besides Michelle's son Daniel as a baby, and then forgive me if there's any miscarriages or stillbirths that I don't know about. But yeah, we haven't had any deaths in a lot, and it's a big family, so we've been lucky that way. But what are the chances that 3 of the 5 deaths on the McDermott side have been in one family? Oh, sorry, 4. I mean, because 4 of the 5 deaths have been in the same family. So that's heartbreaking. Hi, Auntie Joan. Anyways, so yeah, but like I said, even though the circumstances are not nice, it's nice that the 3 boys were buried together and they're all in the same place and somewhere that Michelle and Agnes can go and visit, and Calvin. And it's nice that you guys get to visit everybody up there and that it's, and I'm sure Michelle planned it for this weekend, because in Canada it's a long weekend, which is what we had, I believe, last weekend, which is like a bank holiday weekend. So yeah, so they're up in Grand Prairie, but they don't have to rush home today because it's a holiday tomorrow. I am surprised that Steve isn't gone yet, because he usually leaves when I've started my live, just around 8 o'clock, but I'm sure he'll be coming out. So, before it gets too dark, I will tell you about I told you last week that we were going to London as a family trip on Wednesday, and we did go. And the cool thing is that, I mean, it would be weird in a way for Steve to get souvenirs from England or London, because he's lived in England all his life. However, Thomas went on his own shopping for a bit, and he bought us some Christmas presents, although he gave them to us right away and said Merry Christmas. But, and I'll always say thank you now. I didn't in the past. I used to tell you exactly what I thought, which wasn't always nice, and I realized that a person buys something for a reason. I remember it was my cousin and her boyfriend and my boyfriend at the time, which I met through my cousin. Like all three of them were friends, and I was dating their friend. And it was my birthday, and they bought me gifts, and I criticized every gift they gave me. And I was in my early 20s. And one of them got me a Dalmatian pen. And I said, oh, Dalmatians, that's what my sister has, Dalmatians. Because they saw the Dalmatians in the bathroom, because I was living with my sister. So they bought me a Dalmatian pen. And I'm like, oh, my sister does Dalmatians, not me. And then the other gift was... I'm missing one, and I had it in my head a second ago, but the one that my boyfriend got me was a snow globe, and it had dolphins in it, and it had 2 dolphins in it. And I said, oh, dolphins? That's what my ex-boyfriend used to buy me. And then I can't remember what the other one was. I think it might have been a bookmark. But there was something about it that I criticized as well. And then when my cousin explained to me that the Dalmatian pen was because I write in my journals, and it was a special pen for me because I journal. The dolphins in the snow globe were to represent me and that boyfriend. He bought it for me because it was like, in this whole world, there's just us two. And like, it was really thoughtful. And I can't remember what the third gift is right now, but it was the same type of thing. There was way more meaning behind it than the criticism that I gave it. And I learned from that moment on that, first of all, don't criticize a gift that you get from somebody, because it might be there might be more to it than you think. It's just rude. And now I know this, but I didn't then. And the other thing is that, yeah, there's just thought behind it. So just say thank you. Even if you don't like it, just say thank you because of the thought, right? Anyways, my point was that what Thomas bought us, I really love. So he bought us 2 different things, but I only brought one out. And this is it. I've been on double-decker buses in Canada for pub crawls, but I haven't been on a double-decker bus here yet. But that's okay. But this it's all like old-fashioned and like, yeah, I don't know what the tag says. I'll turn it around. Vintage transport. So I love it. I love it. So I put a little double-decker bus on my little Bitmoji cartoon for the Rambling Hour, and I have this one here, and I propped it up on some pots over there so that it could be part of the display for this episode. So we did go to London. It was a great trip. Had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun and fit a lot into one day. They have this boat trip that goes down the Thames, the River Thames. So it was really cool because you think about most cities were built on rivers for a source of water and for travel and so anyways, to the next village or whatever. And so going on it, you see most of the important points in the town. Well, actually, when Steve came to Canada for the first time he met my parents and the girls, we went on a riverboat. Oh, I can see shadows in the doorway, so I think Steve's going to be coming out. We went on a riverboat in Edmonton, Alberta, and it wasn't new then, but it hadn't been there my whole life. But it was called the Queen Elizabeth II, and it's a riverboat that goes along the North Saskatchewan River in Edmonton. So we got to see some things like downtown and stuff on there. So it's really cool that that we did that in London. And so that was a quick way, and actually not too expensive way. It's a taxi, basically. That's what they call it. They call it an Uber boat, and it's like a boat taxi to take you across the city. So there's different stops along the way. So it's a really quick way if you have to go to work or you do something to get through London. But at the same time, it's a really cool way to see London as well. So we saw some of the things. We didn't get to see there was a few things that we wanted to see if we had time that we didn't. But he kept asking me what I wanted to see, and I just kept saying, like, I don't know, because it's never been on my list of places to go. So just whatever we saw was great. See, now it's pretty dark, but there he is sneaking away. I didn't notice until after I set up that you would be on the camera for a quick second. Your keys for your car? Living room? Oh, we're gonna get to see him again because he's gonna go by again to go back in the house and find his keys. There he goes. The famous Steven that doesn't appear. He said he'll be my guest one time, maybe in 5 years. I don't know. So yes. So let's see. So Tuesday, I went to the allotment with my best friend Samantha. It's her allotment, which is just okay. So I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again quickly. Here in the UK and other places, the houses are so tight and yards can be very small, gardens can be very small for a lot of people. So if they want to grow veg and stuff, although you can do a lot of veg growing in small spaces, but people don't realize that. A lot of people want more land to grow crops and flowers and plants and everything else. So you put your name on a list to get an allotment. So basically it's like a field, and then it's divided into sections, and each one is an allotment that you get to use to grow. I believe it started after the war because there was some kind of thing where every person has a right to land and for like growing and for feeding the family and everything else. I'd have to look up, but you can look allotment up. But there was something about that, I think it was after I don't know if it was the First World War or the Second World War, but it had to do with that every person, so you don't pay for the allotments. I believe it's government funded, but you have to be on a waiting list, and some of the waiting lists can take years to get an allotment. Anyways, so Samantha has this little patch that she's been on for not even a year yet, and she's been working on it. So I went and helped her out on Tuesday with it, and we did a lot of weeding, and she dug up some potatoes that she'd grown and stuff. So I am gonna go and do a few more hours with her tomorrow, and I'll make it a regular thing if she wants my help. And I might even grow some pumpkins or something out there, something that I don't have as much room here to grow, because she has quite a good size allotment, and especially in the first few years when she doesn't have it all, you know, she sorted for growing everything in every space. She has a lot of room that we can use for pumpkins and stuff. So that was what I did on Tuesday. Not only that, it was a great visit with Samantha, and we found lots of newts on her allotment, and that was awesome because I'm waiting to find newts here. Although they were so brown, and the only reason we found them was because we were moving weeds and stuff. So I might even have them, and I haven't seen them because I guess they come out more in the evening, and I just, yeah, haven't seen any. Bye, love you. Have a good night. Say hi to the boys. Bye. Yeah, so how is everybody else? I'll let his car go away. I'm gonna have a drink, and just so you guys know, I am drinking pop, but it's orange color, but it's not orange pop. What it is called, and I can't do RHwL. I can't do a Scottish accent right now. If I practiced, I could, but it's called RHwL. Wait, yes sir. Boogie. Oh, it doesn't even have that. Instead of RHwL on it, it says yes sir and Boogie, and which is funny because I kept the can so that you could see the RHwL, but usually it says it in that blue, and it says it said brewed in Scotland to a secret recipe since 1901, but it says RHwL made from girders or something, like as if it's the rust of iron, but or iron, as they say here. Anyways, it tastes a bit citrusy like orange, but not exactly. So it has its unique taste, but that's what I felt like drinking today. So thought it would be different and it would give a different look in my glass. So to my family, I hope you guys are having a good visit up in Grand Prairie. And as you can see, it's getting darker, but you get to have the blinking lights that I never took down in the dining room. There's part of me that wants to take out, okay, so in Canada, I see everybody putting up their pictures of the kids going back to school. On Friday, Aurora she had to go into school for a COVID test. And then tomorrow, Erica goes in for her first COVID test. And then on Tuesday, Erica and Aurora go into school. And then they'll each have 2 more COVID tests in a few days. But Tuesday, basically, everybody... So right now, and the days that they're not going to school, it's other years that are going in. Sorry, train's going by now. We live right next to the train tracks. I'll tell you a funny story about that if I haven't already. We don't get too many trains, and to be honest, it's not... I mean, it might sound loud right now, but it's not really a big deal. It doesn't bother me at all. Actually, in Canada, where I grew up, at my mom's house, my mom and dad's house, but, you know, it's my mom's house now because my dad's passed away. We live a few blocks away from the train tracks, and you can hear them out there when it's quiet, but it doesn't bother me there either. But this is, like, right next to it. Well, it sounds like a longer one. Usually the trains here aren't very long, so... It is, sometimes it's annoying when they'll stop on the tracks for some reason. So, okay, so that's gone. Somebody else is coming on the road. I thought it was Steve coming back for something, but it's not. It's somebody else who's just turning around. Because our house is at the end of a street, so you can't, it's like a dead end. You can't go anywhere else, so you have to do a turnaround. Unless you drive into our property. But, what was I talking about before the train came? Christmas. Oh, okay, so yes, Canada. Okay, so and then Tuesday, and then Allison goes back to college on Tuesday. That's her first day. And so she only goes 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are her college days this year. So everybody, Canada, well, and here too, I guess, putting up pictures of their kids going back to school. And the other thing that I noticed in some of the pictures of the kids going back to school in Canada was autumn wreaths on the front door. This is where I'm torn, because in Canada, I get it. Like, as soon as school starts again, even if you have some nice summer days, it's just, there's this, like, change in everything, right? You don't get to go camping necessarily as much, and even some of the things, like, autumn starts, it feels like a change in the atmosphere. I don't know. But, so, yeah, so I would bring out my decorations in September for autumn in Canada. But here, the summer kind of keeps going, and actually today was lovely, which is why my hair is wet, because I didn't have a shower and stuff until later. Because like we're finally, I mean, trust me, I don't get all the days of summertime that you guys get on the prairies. I wait for it, and we get like a week here, a week there, and you know, so I might have a longer growing season, but I only get like a week or so of summer in the spring, and then a week or so of summer, maybe 2 weeks in the summer, and then now I get like 4 days. So yesterday was all right, today was really nice, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is supposed to be like super nice, like even up to 28. And then Thursday we go back to rainy and not as hot. So I'm really going to enjoy these days. And, but what was I saying? Oh, so the wreaths, the autumn wreaths. So now I get torn at this time, because if I take down my autumn decorations now and decorate the house in autumn and everything else, then great. But if I do it when it actually feels like autumn here in a few weeks or whenever, then I only have like this really tiny window for the autumn decorations, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas decorations. So it feels like it's not worth it. And then there's another part of me that's like kind of lazy, not lazy because I'm putting my effort into other things, but because I'm still putting a lot of effort into the garden and everything else, it's like, should I even bother bringing out the decorations? I love the feeling of the house being decorated for seasons, but at the same time I'm kind of like, ugh. It's work. It's work. I mean, it's only 2 bins of stuff that I have. 2, 3, maybe 3. But the other thing is that I really got to get on now, especially because it's in September, is if we're going to do this haunted house, I need to bring all the Halloween stuff down now and go through it all. Because like I said, I haven't even looked at the stuff really for 6 years. And I need to get it down, get organized. Me and Samantha need to make, and Steve, we need to make a plan what we want to do, and then decide how we want to advertise the haunted house. And of course it'll be our first one, so it doesn't have to be like the most successful one ever. It's just a starting point. I mean, I've done haunted houses before, but I haven't done them here, and Steve and Samantha probably haven't, although Samantha's done other things like the Santa's Grotto and stuff. So we will. It's exciting. Where is the energy I had when I was younger? Where is that oomph to like do these projects? And my mind still wants to do all these things, but my body is like, are you crazy? Like, don't take on too much. Just chill. Just sit in the garden and be an old woman and don't, you know. But no, I do want to do the haunted house. I wanted to do it every year. And the kids are growing up, and I mean, I'm doing it more for me, but the kids, you know, the kids will enjoy it, but I can't believe that they're not kids anymore. And I'll stop playing with my hair. It's a good thing I'm good at rambling, because nobody is commenting, and I have no idea what else to talk about. Okay, so Tuesday was the allotment, and Wednesday was London, and oh my God, I didn't even know this like could happen, but because we've been eating healthy and everything, so we went to London, and we're gonna live our lives, right? If we want to eat something crazy, we're gonna eat something crazy once in a while. But on Wednesday we went to London. We had bacon sandwiches before we left, and then well, like a big bun with bacon. They call them a bacon butty, like not buddy with D's, but butty with T's. I don't know, butty. It just, there's all these different names for sandwiches, and baps is another word for a bun. So a bacon bap. Anyways, so we had bacon and tomato sandwiches for breakfast before we left, so that we didn't have to worry about eating right away when we got on the train and everything. When we got to London, we did a few things. I had like granola bars and bananas and rice cakes and cookies in my backpack, just in case anybody needed a snack and we weren't going to eat right away. When we eventually went to eat, we went to this place called, I think it was called Turkish Kitchen, and it was Turkish food, but it had burgers and stuff too, because Steve was really in the mood for a burger. But we started walking towards a Burger King, and then found out that that Burger King location was closed, temporarily closed. So then we're like, and he was hungry, and I'm like, we were just like, let's get anything, anywhere. So we went to this Turkish place, which was really good. I had like, you know, like doner meat, like doner meat. You could have had that on a bun, or you have like the kebab, the chicken kebab, or the doner kebab, right? And we call them kebabs in Canada. I had the chicken meat, like on a bun, and it was very tasty. And some chips and some ketchup for my chips. And then we went about our day. Everything was fine. Nobody even wanted snacks and everything. And by the time we were going to get on the train or it was just before we were going to get on the train to go back for 2 hour and 6 minutes about on the train back to our home, Steve had talked about like, okay, well, if we were hungry when we got off the train back in Cheshire, like near our house, there's a McDonald's that we could have went to, but we'd prefer Burger King over McDonald's, because the Burger King here in England is really yummy. So we wanted Burger King, and then Tom went into the train station and came out with his Burger King, and he's like, I'm not passing up an opportunity. And the rest of us are like, oh my God, but we're not like starving yet. And then we finally decided, let's get the Burger King now, because even if we don't eat it till we're on the train, or put it in like the chips in the Ninja, the air fryer when we get home, like at least it's Burger King. So we didn't want to pass up the opportunity. So double Whopper, fries, and I bought some jalapeno bites. And actually, I didn't even buy them. I just tried to add them on after I'd already paid for everything, and the guy just gave them to me. He's like, so that was cool. Oh, and that happened actually at the Turkish Kitchen too. When I was gonna buy some baklava. Baklava is like a dessert, like a Turkish dessert, and it's made with like flaky pastry, like phyllo pastry, and like honey and pistachios, and you can have other nuts and stuff in it. It's so yummy. It's one of my favorite desserts in the world, especially if it's like made properly, not just like, sometimes you can buy it in the store and it's like, but you can tell it's like commercially made and it's like really sweet, and it's probably not honey in it. It's probably like corn syrup or whatever. But I love baklava. But when I went to buy some baklava at the Turkish Kitchen, he gave me a free one. So I bought one and he gave me another one for free. And yeah, so two things that day that happened that people gave me free food. So my point is, oh, and then, where was that? Oh no, it was in between. Or was it? Because we went from there with our Burger King and, yeah, okay, so in between the two like lunch and dinner, we were looking for an ice cream place and we couldn't really find an ice cream place, so there was a lot of McDonald's locations, so we just went into McDonald's and we were gonna have an ice cream, which is really sad for Steve because the place didn't have any cones. They weren't doing cones or milkshakes, but they had McFlurries. And the ice cream in England is way better than the ice cream in Canada. The ice cream in McDonald's, not the ice cream in England. The ice cream in the English McDonald's is better than the Canadian McDonald's. It's more like Dairy Queen ice cream, so I never am disappointed in the ice cream at McDonald's here. But I just had a Smartie McFlurry. So you add that all up, and that is like our app on our phone showed like our food for each day. Pretty good. Oh my God, what the hell? And then pretty good again, pretty good. But the next day, Thursday, from being up early, having a long day of walking and even more walking in London, and then taking the train home, getting home after midnight, getting everything done that needed to be done, and finally getting to sleep, Thursday, it was like a hangover. We all felt it. It was like hangover without drinking. So I was like, I'm having a food hangover. I was just tired all day and was like moping around. And the weird thing is, when I was younger, I never had hangovers. I didn't drink very often, but even if I did, I never really had hangovers. Now, as an adult, I could have like 1 or 2 drinks and I'm like, I feel like tired and flu-y for like 2 or 3 days. I swear, I'm like, I feel like I'm allergic to alcohol. But yeah, it was like a food hangover. And I didn't even know that it was possible, but like all the food that we ate and the tiredness, it was just crazy. So that's what I'm calling it, a food hangover. But it was a really good day, and that's the thing. Like I said, you got to live life. You got to enjoy yourself sometimes, right? Like, so I don't regret any of the food because it tasted really yummy and we had a really good day. But yeah, the next day Thursday was hard to get through. Friday was a good day though. Friday was, back to normal, and yeah, I got some gardening done this weekend. And did we do anything else? I don't think I did clean it a little bit. Yeah, that's right. But I tried to be outside. You can also hear the fountain behind me probably I need to shut that off before we go to sleep because we have our window open, especially on hot days. Because the air conditioning hose sticks out from our window. It's just a portable air conditioner. So if I don't have the air conditioning on and the window's open, then Steve the fountain, he doesn't like the noise of it while he's trying to sleep because it makes him need the toilet and makes him think of peeing. And also but if I put the air conditioning on, you can't really hear it, but it's just easier to shut it off. So that, and actually, oops, my stream is on in the back too. I shut that off as well. So I need to go shut off the stream, and I actually need to lock the gates. They're both closed, so the dog can't get out, but I need to lock them so she can't like push them open if she tried. So I guess I'll have to do some stuff in the dark here when I'm done my live. We had Chinese chicken soup for supper. I had made the Chinese chicken soup, I don't know, a few months ago, but it was frozen in containers, and then we took it out yesterday, and Steve reheated it and jazzed it up and added some noodles. So there's Chinese chicken soup for supper. There's lots of veg in there too. It's not just chicken and noodles. And there's shrimp in it as well. And yesterday Steve made a really nice chicken spinach curry. So that was, and there's some of that left in the fridge as well. But because he just made it yesterday, we'll save that for tomorrow and eat the Chinese chicken soup. Well, I mean, yes, most people have already eaten their supper because it's late, but if we want more, or if the kids haven't eaten, then that's what is for dinner. This week, like I said, Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be like super duper nice out, so all I'm going to do is be in the garden and enjoy the garden and love the weather and appreciate the sun and everything. I am going to spend time with Samantha tomorrow on the allotment, as long as nothing changes in our plans. which will be nice weather to be at the allotment and a nice visit with her. And then, so Tuesdays I usually go grocery shopping, but my lovely husband, who had to run out today to get some things for some projects he's doing, like he's redoing the stairs, like stripping the paint off the stairs, and we're trying to figure out what we want with those. He needed to buy some screws for it and some other things. So because he was going out, he got the few things that we needed for groceries, but he also we needed cans of pop because I put a can of pop in it's diet, but I put a can of pop in his lunch. So he has a cold can, it's just a treat. And then he has a cold can of pop after he comes back from his walk. And so we were out of cans of pop, but he bought like all the stuff we need, so I don't have to go shopping on Tuesdays. I can just enjoy the hot weather. Hi Salila, she says, I'm glad I finally caught your live video. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you, Salila. Yeah, we're doing well here. And sorry that it's dark out, but you can see at the beginning of the video, once it's posted, you'll be able to see what the garden looked like before it was dark and the sun went down. But you could also hear the fountain behind me. And that is our front door. Although when I do my lives, it flips everything, so I'm pointing this way, but my front door is over my left shoulder. But to you guys, it'll probably appear like it's over my right shoulder. That gives you a different perspective. If you want to see what a room looks like, you know, just take a picture of it and flip the picture, and then you'll see if you like the way things look, because they look different. Actually, one of the things I learned about gardening too, and actually this could go for other things too, but for gardening, when you want to know if your flower bed looks good, take a picture in black and white. And if you have different leaf types, different heights, different, you know, then if it looks good in black and white, then it probably looks good. So, yes, so I am going to be gardening, and then when the cold, not colder, but the rainy days come on Thursday and Friday, there is stuff I need to get done in the house, and I just avoid it until... Amanda says, hey Lisa, glad to hear you're all doing well. Love you all. Love you too, Amanda. I hope you're doing well as well, and the kids back to school. So, yes, so on Tuesday, everybody goes back to school here, and I do work out every day. I haven't missed a day, but I haven't been doing my yoga. So as soon as the kids go back to school and I have the house to myself during the days again, I'll be in the mood to do my yoga and before my workouts. So that'll be nice. What else? There is something that I needed to do in the house, but I'm like not remembering what it is exactly. But even taking down the autumn decorations, if I want to decorate and stuff, I can do those things on Thursday, Friday. And I cannot believe, like, it's September already. My sister Melody, who is watching, it is her birthday, and my other little sister Amber's birthday coming up on the 8th. So happy birthday to them, because by the time I see you next Sunday, it'll already be past. And my brain is just not working. So Thomas gets his second vaccination on the 15th, and me and Steve have dentist appointments on the 21st. I'm just trying to think of my calendar. Because all that. Oh, so Steve's he has in a week, just over a week, he has an eye appointment, and he's going to try and get the surgery that his mom had, where I can't remember what they do to your eyes, but basically you don't need, if you qualify to get the surgery, depending on what's wrong with your eyesight, you don't need glasses ever again. Your vision goes back to 20/20, and you won't get cataracts, because the cataracts grow on the, oh, that's what it is. I think they replace your lenses, like in your eye, they replace your lens with a artificial lens, and you cannot get cataracts because cataracts grow on the lens. And so because they are artificial lenses, the cataracts can't attach and grow to them. And don't quote me on that, but I believe that is what it is. But either way, I know that the surgery is that you can't get cataracts and you get your 20/20 vision back. And Steve's mom had it done, and when she, after, you know, the surgery, when you have to keep them covered or whatever, when she could see, she was like, she said that she could see things. She didn't even remember things being so vibrant. Like, you forget what you don't see. So, yeah, she had the surgery, and she has been very happy with the surgery. So Steve, as much as I like the way he looks when he wears his glasses, I think he looks smart and sophisticated and cute. But he won't be needing them anymore if he gets the surgery. So he goes for that. He goes for the eye appointment in like a week tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, and then he'll know if and when he can get the surgery. So I'll keep you updated on that. It is very cool, and I know my eyesight's getting to that point where just reading some things that I am, I honestly like either need to wear my glasses in my hair, but then I hate when I put them on and there's any marks on them, but like, or around like on a chain. No, I just break them. But you don't realize when you're going to be reading or whatever, but say I want to look something up on my phone, I can still read without the glasses, but it's just that much better with them, because sometimes I have to like blink to refocus, and like it's like I'm not paying attention, but I am. So it's like, come on, pay attention, read, you know. But really it's just my eyesight's getting a little bit, which I can't complain, because most of the women in my family have had glasses for almost all their lives, and I've been lucky enough to, well, actually Tina got reading glasses when she was a bit older, but not even, I don't even know if she was an adult yet when she got them. But I didn't need glasses until I've only had them a few years. Yeah, since I've lived here, like a few years ago. So, so I can't complain with that. You know, the fact that it's only recently that I've needed them. It is weird to be sitting out on my driveway in the dark talking to myself and it being so quiet around. And the thing about like because the way our house is both on the front and the back is like, you know, like I said, it's the end of the road and it's just our property. Everything echoes like down the street, and at the back there's an apartment building behind us, so things echo off of that building and back. And sometimes when I hear things outside, I don't even, it sounds like it's coming from the front, but it's actually from the back and vice versa. So I have to really pay attention to where noises are coming from. But I also, like, what I'm saying is that it's super quiet out and I talk loud anyways. But I bet you everything I'm saying is just bouncing off the buildings here and just echoing down the street. So people probably have no idea what is going on or why this person is talking so loud, if she's talking on the phone or whatever, in a Canadian accent. So I guess that gives away who it is, which neighbor it is. But yes, I am happy to be on my lives. I'm happy that you guys enjoy my lives, and I love when people tune in and I get good feedback about them, even if it's just me rambling about. There is this podcast that I listen to. It's called, I've told you guys about it, I believe. It's called Me and Paranormal You, and it's this comedian, Ryan Singer. So Me and Paranormal You is what it's called. And even though he's a stand-up comedian, it's about all different things paranormal. Like, I think I did tell you guys about this, like anything from UFOs to Bigfoot to shape-shifting to ghosts to anything that's paranormal, like just not the norm. But, okay, so he does different ones. Some of them he does interviews with people, and some of them, he calls them third ear bonuses. So, because this is your third eye in meditation, this is your third eye, right? So he calls them third ear bonuses because you're listening. I thought he was saying third year bonuses, but then he kept saying like, this is my 6th year doing this podcast, and I'm like, why is it the third year bonuses then? But it's third ear bonuses. But anyways, it's just his rambling for an hour of whatever he's thinking. And sometimes he's like super crazy, and I'm like, when he does his interviews with people, so intelligent, so he has the best questions. Like, I love it. And then some of the topics are just like, yeah, I absolutely love his podcast. But when he does the third year bonuses, just him rambling, sometimes I'm like, is this what it's like to be in this guy's head? It's just like all over the place. And then I think about me doing my rambling hour and thinking, holy shit. Like, some people will be like, oh my God, I don't want to be in Lisa's head. That is crazy. And it is like that in my head. I've had to live with me my whole life. And it is like bing, 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 tomato. And that's from a stand-up comedian. I don't remember which one, but he was talking about what it takes for his wife to get, like, he'll be like, oh, I went to the shop and I got a tomato. But his wife will be like, okay, so I went to the shop, and then, oh, I saw that girl that, you remember that one that we used to know, and then I found a pound on the floor, and then I went to the other section and I got this, and then I brought the tomatoes home, and like, to get from point A to point B, it goes all over the place to different topics and everything else. Whereas for him as a man, it just goes from here to there. So that is what it's like to be in my brain, just and you're like, what? how did you get from tomato to aliens? Like, it's like, oh no, it makes sense to me because ding, 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 aliens. But, yeah. So welcome to my brain. That'll be like Rambling Hour with Lisa. Welcome to my brain. I think I listen to too many podcasts. But when I'm working in the garden or doing anything else, cleaning, anything, I got my headphones on and I'm just listening to things. I could listen to audiobooks, but there's just a lot of good podcasts out there. And audiobooks cost money. But, reading. So I did finish reading the book that I told you guys about last week. Before I go. And I'm not done Zen Blood, Zen Flesh. Zen Flesh, Zen Blood? Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. So Zen. Yeah, I'm not done Zen Flesh, Zen Bones, but that is what I'm reading right now. But like I said, being in the garden and everything else, I don't have a lot of time to read as much. And once I get comfy in bed in the evening, me and Steve watch TV. We've watched a few movies. Okay, so I haven't seen, I love Tom Hanks and I love his movies, but I haven't seen a lot of them. I haven't seen Castaway. I haven't seen The Terminal. I haven't seen Mr. Rogers yet. But the other day on TV was the movie Captain Phillips. And I haven't seen, what's the, I don't know what it's called, but the one Tom Hanks movie where he plays the pilot, the captain who lands the plane. I think it's just outside of New York. Like, it's based on a true story where he saves everybody's life landing on the water with the plane. I haven't seen that one yet either. But this one, Captain Phillips, is about, it's a true story about a cargo ship that gets taken over by pirates in, yes, there is still pirates. They don't like har har matey, like, and hats and parrots on their shoulder or anything, but they're people who take over ships. And this was people from Somalia, and it's based on a true story, and Tom Hanks plays the captain, Captain Phillips, and it's a really sad but good movie. And yeah, we were really happy with that. And then we've also been watching Black Mirror. We're in we just finished season 2 of Black Mirror. Crazy, weird shit. But I love it because every episode is different from the next, and it's things that you've never seen before. So basically, each one has to do with some type of technology and what would the world be like if. And it's crazy, but awesomely weird and just different than anything you've seen. So I recommend Black Mirror. And most of the seasons, like season 1 only has 3 episodes. Season 2 has, I think season 2, 3, and 4 have 6 episodes, and then season 5 has 3 episodes. So it's really not a huge amount of time if you binge that, but that's what we're watching when we have nothing else to watch. We also watch a show called The Prodigal Son. It's an American one, but with a few English actors in it, and that just finished the season on Friday. Was it Friday? No, it airs on Thursdays, but there was, I don't remember, because we were so tired on Thursday. Once we got to bed, I just wanted to sleep. So I think that's why we didn't watch it on Thursday, but we watched it on Friday. Yes, so that is what I've been watching, what I've been reading, what I've been doing, what I've been drinking, and working out, still working out. Can I just say that working out is a lot of work? I know I don't do like a huge amount. I do 25 minutes a day, but it doesn't get easier necessarily because you push yourself every time. So as much as it's been over a year that I've been doing it every day, and it's so crazy how like honestly, I could still think of excuses because I could have an excuse every day of why not to do my workout. And most days, I'm not like jumping like, ooh, I can't wait to do my workout. It is still a tough thing, but you just fit it into your schedule. It's like brushing your teeth, or if you're a parent, making dinner for your kids, or whatever your normal everyday responsibilities are, or things that you have to do, going to work, whatever you have to do it whether you want to or not. Like, you cannot go to bed until this is done. That is how my workout is. It's just something that I know I have to get done. It's only 25 minutes. Whether I do it in the morning, whether I wait until the end of the day and then beat myself up because it's harder to do at night because you're exhausted from the day, which is what's going to happen today because it's getting late and I still haven't done my workout because I wanted to be outside in the sunshine. Plus, it's a weekend, so I slept in, which I don't regret. I'm just saying sleeping in gave me less time out in the garden, so then I tried to push it as far as I could, and then I have my live. So and then I knew that Steve was going to cards, so I would do my workout when he's gone. But that just cuts into my own television or reading time, because I, have like so many episodes of Gardener's World that I would like to watch. And the thing about Gardener's World is it's on every week, so it tells you what's going on in the garden and what you should be doing and everything else. But I haven't been watching it regularly like I have in the past, because I'd rather be in the garden. And I was watching it on Sundays when Steve would go to cards, but in the past, before lockdown, I wasn't working out, so I didn't need to fit that in somewhere. And then, so as soon as Steve would go to cards, I would just watch TV and watch my Gardener's World. But like I said, now, so I'll be done this at 9, but I gotta clean up and put like the light away and everything else. So say by the time it's 9:30, I'll get sitting down and doing my workout. And then if I haven't eaten tea on some of these Sundays, then I have that. And then by the time, I get in bed, and so honestly, lots of times I'm just like, do I want to read? Do I want to watch TV? No, I'll just go to sleep. So we'll see if I get it. So Steve doesn't get home until about midnight. But like I said, sometimes because it's Monday tomorrow, so I could wait up for him, but then he'll, he doesn't really sleep. So then it's like if we watch TV together, and then I try to go to sleep by midnight at the latest, right? If it was up to me, I'd go to bed at like 10 every night. But so if I'm sleeping before he gets home, then he knows just watch TV without me because I'm sleeping. But if I'm awake, then he's like, do you want to watch something? And it's like, oh, then I feel bad. And it's like, well, no, I'm going to sleep now. It's midnight. But so sometimes I just go to sleep before he gets home on a Sunday. Because Monday starts again, and the kids aren't in school, but I still gotta get up and make breakfast, make lunch, and get on with my day, do my journaling, doing whatever I need to do. Tomorrow, like I said, going to see Samantha for the allotment. Not that I have a huge busy schedule, but yeah, just what your daily routine and everything else. So Monday starts it again. So yeah, doing my journaling every day. Ooh, I can't wait. I know my sister and the family are in Grand Prairie right now, but it was 6 business days that they said for the package to arrive. So because tomorrow's a holiday in Canada, it won't, the post won't go there. So that's good, because I don't want it to arrive when Mom's not home. But yes, so hopefully if it didn't arrive on Friday, which I doubt it did, that would have been just 2, because like I said, we had a holiday last Monday here, so it should arrive this week, though, the care package that I sent to my family in Canada. So I'm really excited for them to open that and see what's in there. And yeah, so lots of exciting things that I can tell you about next week. I'm just going to check. So we're at 46 minutes. And I love my surfer shirt, but with my curly blonde hair and my tan. And I'm such a nerd. I'm wearing my flip-flops right now, and you can't see the tan or I took a picture of it there, you can see my tan line from my flip-flops. But I had 2 days last week that I wore socks and shoes, which were the Tuesday when I went to the allotment with Samantha, and then Wednesday when we went to London, I wore trainers, sneakers, whatever, running shoes, so that I could walk around and not get sore feet. So, and then I was looking at my feet the next day, I'm like, oh no, I'm losing my foot tan. It's fading. But yeah, I just think I look healthier with a bit of a tan, and I don't do it on purpose. I just spend so much time outside that I do get darker. But then I can't remember what we were doing, but my arm was against Steve, and I was like, okay, so I do still have my tan. It's still there, but there you can see the inside of my arm to the outside of my arm. But yeah, so curly hair, curly blonde hair, surfer shirt, bit of a tan. Just if only I had any coordination, and then I might actually be a surfer. But no, I'll do the look instead of the actual surfing. So I don't know if there's anything unique about London necessarily. I mean, the thing is that even if we go to Spain, I like old Spain, seeing the old buildings in a small town and everything else, that kind of feeling more than a city is a city. Yeah, there's some of the architecture that's unique to the area, but at the same time, there's all the new skyscrapers and, so when you go to a city, you get to see what that city has to offer, and a lot of the cool, unique, big buildings and the designs from architectures that are more modern and everything. So it's cool like that, but it's a city, you know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather, yeah, the thing I love about England is not the, like London. That was not, you know, what I would want to see. I would want to see, like, where I live is like old towns, old churches, old buildings, like where the whole feel of it is. The thing, I love how everything here, for the most part, is brick. And it just, so when you build, you use this red brick, and it gives it this feeling that it's just aesthetically like really pleasing. So when you go to Spain or maybe Italy or, you know, things like that, and you have like the whitewashed buildings and everything, it gives you that authentic feeling, like like that it's been the same for hundreds of years. And I like that way better. So it's not that I didn't like London. It was cool going on a train and going on the underground, which is like their subway and all that stuff. And I have done a big subway system like that in Manhattan when I went to New York, but you know, it's a city. I grew up in a city, and there's pros and cons. I loved growing up and being a teenager and an adult and being able to take public transit everywhere around the city and getting to go to the movies whenever I wanted, and the food that cities have to offer and the nightlife, and like there's so much always to do in cities. So that is one of the benefits. But I'm not really a people person, so people in my way and stuff. But I mean, London wasn't overly busy. But I just, I need to get away to the country too, and I like to be alone. So maybe if I had a huge property in the middle of a city, then it would be a bit different, where I'd feel like I'm in the country. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't live. I mean, I lived in the country, like I lived in a village of 204 people before I moved here. And 4 was me and the girls. And that was good for me. And my property was like right on the edge of town. So behind my house was fields. That I liked, because I had a shop there, the post office, the bank, and we had the restaurant, and that was good. And then 25 minutes 25 minutes to get to the lake that way, and then 20 minutes to the lake one way, and then another way you got like 25-30 minutes to town. Yeah, well, like it's a city, but going to town to do the shopping and everything else. That was ideal for me. Here where we live, we're in I guess it's a town, but their definition here in the UK of towns and cities is a bit different. It's a city if it has a cathedral. Is it just a cathedral, or does it make it a cathedral because it has a tower? What's that thing called? Steeple? So I think if it has a cathedral with a steeple, then it's a city. So it's not on how many people live in it. Anyways, we live in a town. And there is country all around, even if it is only a few farms until the next town. But it feels a lot different than when you go into like somewhere like London. And I love it. I just love, you know, being able to drive, you know, even if it's 10 minutes to walk around that lake that I told you guys about, or going wherever I like how, because there's not as many farms here. I mean, there's quite a few farms up north where we live here. For England, this is where more of the farms are, but it's not like the same as Canada. But there's like these working farms. So, well, a working farm means you have animals or you grow crops and stuff like that. But what I mean is that lots of the farms, they do this thing where they have like a farm, not just a farmer's market, but like you go onto the property and they'll have like, you know, a playground for kids, and they'll have a shop that you go in and you buy the produce and different like preserves and everything else. And they have like maybe a petting zoo with the animals, and like so the whole farm is a farm experience where you can take, and there's one that we used to bring the kids to when they were younger, and then obviously Steve brought his kids too when they were younger. It's called Wheelock Farm, and we haven't been in a while just because the kids are, you know, older and stuff, but it's still like, you know, they have a little zip line and like so many fun things. But I like that about the farms here, how but think about the work though, man. Talk about like, I mean, you have to employ people too. It's not just a family business, but as if farmers don't have enough work to make your farm into a place where it has like shops and amendments. Is that what like, lots of them have like little cafes, like a tea room and stuff where you can have some meals or just have a tea or coffee or whatever. And yeah, it's just really cool. So I like that about the farms here. But yeah, I'd rather live, like, I am grateful for where we live in England, and I'm grateful for the house and the garden size that we have here. And I probably wouldn't, I mean, unless we were able to afford an acreage, like a small holding, like some more land. Other than that, where we're living now is fine. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So, what day was it? When the electrician, oh yeah, it was the Wednesday before that. Sorry, I know, I gotta stop playing with my hair, but I just don't, it's like looking in a mirror. The electrician came like 2 Wednesdays ago, like not the Wednesday we were in London, but the week before that. And then he was supposed to come on the Friday, but he didn't. But then Steve talked to him and he came on Sunday. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday he came, finished the bathroom. So he has to come. I mean, there's more work for the electrician to do, but regarding the bathroom downstairs, it is ready for now the plaster to come and put up the drywall, which they call, what's it made of? What's drywall made of? It's, what's that stuff? Give me a second. Plasterboard. They call drywall here plasterboard. So put up the plasterboard and then they skim it with plaster. So it's a plasterer. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. So yes, so the bathroom is in progress. The electrics are done. I mean, the wires are there. There's no lights or switches yet because I guess that goes in after they do the boards and the plastering and then cut out the places for the lights and everything else. And then the tiling and putting in the shower and the cupboards, because I'm going to have like a closet cupboard just like the one upstairs does to hide everything. And tomorrow, well actually she hasn't got back to me yet, but we're buying this like, okay, so we have a pedestal sink, which is great. We have one in the upstairs bathroom and the downstairs bathroom, but the thing is like right behind the pedestal sink, which is really annoying, is a water meter. You know, like the water meter for your house, you know, the one with the like tick, 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 that shows how many, you know, you have to read the number on it to the water company, and they, yeah, so it's like right there and it's in the way, but it's too big and it, like the, what am I talking about? Sink, the pedestal would stick out too far and it wouldn't work right if we had it out to cover it, but you can't have it beside it because then you still see it and everything else. So we bought this like cabinet. It's just a little cabinet that goes underneath a pedestal sink, so you can still tell that it's a pedestal sink, but you can set a few things there and then open the doors. So not only does it hide the pedestal for the most part, it'll hide the water meter. So we got that on the marketplace, regular 70 pounds. We're getting it for 25. I know Steve always hates when I say that, like, because then it's just like, I love the deal and so does he, but it's like, why tell people that, you know, that we got something for cheaper when they'll just think like, ooh, look at how, you know, ooh, fancy money. But so I messaged her back and asked if tomorrow evening would be good for me to pick it up, and I'm on here, so I don't know if she's messaged back to say that would be okay, but I want to message her and pick it up right away because I want her to know that we're serious, that we want it. So I'm just super excited that the bathroom is finally going ahead, which means that any bit that's being done to the house means that we're moving in the right direction, just like life, just like journaling, just like everything, moving forward. Maybe a few steps back, but always forward. Like, I didn't mean, oh, wait, that doesn't make sense, but I mean, even if you take 2 steps back and you take 10 forward, you keep moving forward. So I hope you guys have loved my rambling. I'm like in the mood for cereal, but I haven't had cereal in a long time. Oh, you know why I'm in the mood for cereal? I can tell you why. Because you know how I said Steve did the shopping today? Well, one of the things that we needed, it was on the list, was milk. And he knew that. But when he went, when he was shopping, he's like, oh, I'll pick up the milk on my way back around or whatever he said. He told himself, but then he forgot the milk. So we're down to 1 jug of milk. And then Steve's like, okay, well, you just got to tell the kids to leave me enough for my tea in the morning. And I was like, your tea? What about my shake? What about my morning shake, huh? Just your tea? And he's like, okay, well, that too. Yeah, you got to tell them. And I was like, yeah, watch. Today will be the day. They haven't eaten cereal in how many days, and they'll probably want cereal. And then that's probably why I'm craving cereal too, because, of course, shortage on the milk. Got to get milk tomorrow. But 1 jug will be good for a day. But I won't eat cereal because that's carbs. And I'm not saying I'm not allowed to ever have carbs, but it's not really good to eat carbs at 9 at night. So, yes, this is my life, and it's a good one. So if you think about reincarnation and you think about, I know, see, this is how my brain goes, like, that is why it's called Rambling Hour, like, from this topic to that topic, and you have no idea how we got there. But when I just said it was a good life, I was thinking about everything I have, including my body, my face, my hair, like me. And I was thinking about, like, so if your soul, or your spirit continues, and you get to, you know, reincarnation, and you get to live different lives and everything else, you think about it like a video game and avatars, and you get to change skins. Well, I know that, okay, so my personality is me, no matter what meat suit I'm wearing. And that's fine, because I like me for the most part. You know, I love me. I'm okay with me. It's good, because I have to live with me for eternity. But I'm pretty happy with this meat suit. So, like, I don't know what my next meat suit is going to be. I don't know what some of my past life meat suits were, but this meat suit has done good for me. You know, it's healthy. It looks pretty good, and I like this meat suit. So life is good. I appreciate this meat suit, and I like where I am in life right now. And life is not always hunky-dory. It's not always been hunky-dory, and it won't always be hunky-dory. But I have had a good life so far. It's been quite blessed. And I don't ever want to take a day for granted of what I do have, because I know that there'll always be bad days again, and life can be changed in an instant. Things can be taken away so quickly, and it's just really important to me, especially while I'm on the top of my game with everything and loving everything, that I don't take a day for granted. Because I know that being on top, I mean, you always have the good and the bad, the, you know, positive, negative. There's always so it can't last forever. I'm gonna have some bad days, and that's okay. But if I'm gonna complain in the bad days, I really need to appreciate the good days, and I try to every single day say life is good and I appreciate this life. And right now, I'm just super duper happy with life. So part of it is just mindset and being happy with wherever you are. But another part of it is that, like, I am super blessed. Like, I'm not starving. I'm not, like, fighting for money or food or my safety or my well-being or anything. So it's not just my mindset. It is also that I'm really, really lucky and have a good place in life right now. So I love you guys. I think we are at the hour. Yes, we are just over an hour. So thank you for tuning in to Lisa's live rambling hour. I hope that my chatter in your ear doesn't annoy the shit out of you. And if you're watching this live right now, or you're listening to this or watching it later, I hope you enjoy it, love it. And I hear feedback once in a while that people really enjoy my lives. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But I love you guys, and I hope you guys are doing well. And I would love you guys to just, like, tune in or interact with me when I'm doing these, because this is my way of seeing you and visiting with y'all. And I don't feel as bad with my friends who, you know, I'm not going to let anyone make me feel bad about not keeping in contact or staying in touch, because this is what I'm trying to do with this. So where are you, right? I'm here. I'm trying to keep in contact. I'm trying to stay letting you know what's going on with me, but where are you? So it goes both ways, right? And for those of you who do tune in and do even just say hi, that makes me so happy when you guys just stop in and say hi for like 2 seconds. I know that you care. I know that you're there, right? And I hope you guys know that I love you, and that you guys have a good week. And we'll see you next week, and with more super duper adventures in the garden and everything else. So I love you guys. Have a good day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.